Hey there, kiddos, and welcome back to the channel. We've got our Sacred Beasts playmat, which means it's time for some Yu-Gi-Oh! Box openings. Today we're opening the new set, Blazing Dominion, which looks like a 5Ds callback set based on this weird Red Dragon Archfiend on the cover. This is, like most Yu-Gi-Oh! Sets, well, something that I know absolutely nothing about. I didn't even look at the card gallery before grabbing this box. So going into this blind once again, hoping we get something dope. Hopefully a Starlight, but you know, any cool cards are worth talking about. And if you don't know anything about this set, then you'll be just as surprised as I am by whatever we end up pulling. So this is a common card set, not a rare card set, which means this is a core set. Yay! Fiend Piece Golem. Our first super is Starving Venomwing Dragon, and it's got a bazillion lines of text that I am not going to read. Because if there's one thing I can agree on when it comes to modern Yu-Gi-Oh!, it's I 100% agree that I'm not reading the books. The books being the bazillion lines of text. But Plundered Power Patron Plain Vidolia is definitely a name. Wait, what the hell? Hang on one second. A VIP whale? Hang on. What is that? Look at that absolute luxurious individual and the little pog face fish down there. All right, that's pretty cool. Let's put the cards in the frame. I'm always bad when it comes to actually showcasing what I'm pulling on these videos. It is what it is. I'm old. Assault Sonic. Oh, there we go. That is the face card, right? Red Hypernova Dragon. Or is it? Hang on. It might be. It's actually kind of hard to tell. They look pretty similar, so I guess maybe there's two of them in this set. Two Red Dragon Archfiend types. I guess we'll find out. We'll find out, won't we, if we pull another art. Hecka Hand stuff. Anti-GMX Final Experiment. Anti-Yu-Gi-Oh! GX card? Okay. That's familiar possessed stuff, right? Charmers stuff, Mimigal stuff. There's some neat stuff here. I don't know. If I see anything neat worth talking about, obviously I'll pull it aside and give it a quick chat, give it a quick shout out. We got Genia of the Ring. Or Rustin Mammoth. I don't know. Looking at Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards in general, a lot of the appeal for me is just the art and the special foiling for them, obviously. But whoa, hello. A normal monster in this day and age? A dragon normal at that? What's this? Hang on one second. Draluvice, the Diabolic Dragon Fortress. That is definitely a name. This guy has flavor text. The ultimate fate of the huntress who continued to spread the dragon taint. Now she has become the source of the plague. A fortress of swirling, dark, wicked thoughts. And ironically, is now the target of others' revenge. She has no way of knowing that the strike team standing before her are the survivors of a village that once decimated by a dragon. Alright, so this got a story behind it. Neat. And then we've got our first ultra rare of the set, Cool Tune Crackle, which I can't tell what's going on in that art. Looks like a big old box to me. Some pretty fun. Ooh, Archfiend stuff. Archfiends are neat. Doesn't look like any Archfiend I recognize, but... So I got a bunch of supers, an ultra, and if this is like regular boxes, we should get a secret rare or two before the video is over. But I was surprised to see a normal monster in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Those are mostly extinct from what I understand. So that's neat. It's also neat to see that it actually had a story. Since I understand that Yu-Gi-Oh! Is doing a story these days with its... it's got like a side anime. I did watch it. Like 4 episodes for the Charmer one and such. Or like 3 episodes, whatever it was. Thought it was fun. But I am glad to see that they are continuing actual story on the cards, which is... Oh, there we go. Elf Note Regina. There's our secret rare. Looking pretty dope. Predaplant. Longenophilia. That's not a plant. That is a spider, sir. It says plant on the card, but that's a spider. I have no idea what an Elf Note archetype is, so I have no comments on this other than it being the secret rare. Just so we're clear. Red Nova Dragon Assault Mode. Hang on. Is that the face card? It is not. So there's at least 3 Red Dragon Archfiend cards in this set. Neat. There's that normal rare again. Craft Atlas Spia. Neat. Oh, there's another Charmer's card. Possessed Destiny. Neat. Afraid not much to say. This would probably be a more interesting video if I knew anything about these cards going into it. What the hell? Super duper polymerization. That is the silliest name ever. But I do think I've heard of this card. It's like a super special a new hero support card? Hero Flash? Hang on, is this just a card that already exists? It's hard to say. It's got a zillion lines of text, but that is at least probably new hero support. That's neat. New Archfiend support, or Red Dragon Archfiend support. I wasn't expecting, but new hero support for the classic heroes. I was definitely not expecting that. There's our second ultra rare, Charmer Quartet in Bloom. So this is the Charmer support card. Cool, and it's all 4 on one card. That's pretty neat, if I'm being honest. The Charmers are a pretty classic archetype with a lot of people who really like them. And especially like the original release of the Charmers, people like to collect them. It's a neat archetype, if I'm being completely honest. It's got fans and it's got collectors. So that's nice. Ooh, a new Synchro Monster. Clown Crew Meteor. Okay. As I drop it. Miracle Projector. What do we got? GX Suppression Squad. Neat. Just screw up GX. Evolved Deneen. Dinosaur Fusion. That's pretty cool. Man. Just plowing through this stuff, going through the cards. Again, like I said, this would probably be a more interesting video if I knew anything about modern Yu-Gi-Oh! And could actually give you guys a breakdown of what some of these cards were or what they did. Clown Crew Melibories. But like I've said, hello, double up on the same common? This is a sign. I have to play Red Dragon Archfiend cards. That's crazy. I've seen like similar packs before, but I don't think at the very least it's been a long time since I've had duplicates within the pack of the same card. Back to back. There's another Red Dragon Nova. Is that okay? It's a creepy mime dude. That's interesting. Kind of reminds me of Haseo from Dot Hack with the white hair and all that jazz. White hair, black outfit. My mind just goes to Haseo. He's a silly Billy. A third ultra rare GMX 55th Experiment Report. Another anti-GX card, I would assume. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know how that archetype plays. It would be funny if that's just a whole bunch of anti-elemental hero stuff, though. That would be hilarious. I know it probably isn't, though. I'm just saying. Clown Crew Fair. So I guess clowns are a thing in this set. Yeah, I guess I've seen a few of them. Clown Crew Fiends. Neat. Looks like we're almost done with the box. Pulled 2 different kinds of Red Dragon Archfiends, Night Train, Blue Traveler, but not the face card, which is a shame because you guys know I like pulling the face cards for any set for Yu-Gi-Oh! Because that stuff's cool as hell. The face cards tend to be, at the very least, neat. Or, I spoke too soon! Hello! That's definitely, 3rd time's the charm, right? Right, hang on. Yep, that's the face card. All right. This one's called the Crimson King. So it's Red Dragon Archfiend, but they just don't call it Red Dragon Archfiend. Okay. Can I read your text? No, you've got a bazillion lines of text. Whatever you are, you're the face card. I'm glad I pulled you. All right, so there we go. I'm always really happy to pull the face cards of the set because, well, it just feels right, you know? Pretty primitive. It feels impactful. It's always cool to have, like, the show-off card, the face card. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it other than it's a cool experience to have. Dark Resonator, or Darkness Resonator. Okay, a retrain of the... Was the original Dark Resonator a super? I thought it was a common. It's been a while, I confess, since I've looked at any of the... honestly, a whole lot of 5E's cards. We're getting a lot of ultra rares in this box. Hang on, I'll go through and count it then, but... last pack, let's see what we get. Another secret rare would be kind of dope, if I'm being honest. But it's a super. Nothing wrong with that. Officiator of Doom Sammy. Doom Guy Sammy. Let's go through this. I think it was 3 ultras and 2 secrets. Ba-da-ba-ba-da. Oh no, hang on. 4 ultras and 2 secrets. That was a pretty good box, if I'm being honest. Cool stuff all around. I don't know what any of these things do. But 2 secrets, and one of them being the face card. You guys know how much I love that stuff. So thank you guys for joining me. Just love cracking packs. See you guys next time. Ciao.